Canada, and welcome to more NHL Classics here on the home of memories, ESPN Classic. This week, the Time Tunnel takes us back to the Spectrum in Philadelphia, October 28th, 1979. It's a game between the Flyers and the Detroit Red Wings. Philadelphia had jumped out to a nice early start in the season, going 5-1-1 in their first 7, which included a win in Detroit just 8 days earlier. Meanwhile, the Red Wings, well, they had struggled out of the gate. Were coming into this one winning just 2 of their first 7, and the odds were not in Detroit's favor. They hadn't won in Philadelphia since November the 13th of 1971, going 0-14-3 in their last 17 visits to the Spectrum. And to make matters even worse, Detroit was playing their second game in as many nights, were drained after coming off a hard-fought 3-2 loss in Montreal. Bruce Martin, Sid Abel with the call. It's the Flyers, it's the Red Wings.
That's Rogie Vachon making his third appearance as a goaltender for the Wings. He comes in with a loss and a tie. He deserved a better fate on the West Coast. And that's Phil Muir, who did face the Wings last time out. Well, we've got both newcomers on the ice to start the hockey game for the Wings as the Flyers in the light uniforms win the opening face-off. That's Kevin Schemmerhorn, who's wearing number 25 for Detroit. He was checked as the puck bounced back toward the Philadelphia blue line. That stick was knocked all the way back into the Philadelphia zone. Ken Linseman goes back after it. Jim Korn is number 26, who just fed ahead now to Dennis Polonich. Polonich took the shot. He fanned on it, but coming down the left side, it was Glenn Hicks over the line too quickly, the play offside. But this is going to be a line, Sid, that I am sure Bobby Crom wants to buzz a bit if they can, with Schemmerhorn and Polonich and Hicks.
You know, a surprising thing, Philadelphia have changed their lines, and they're on a winning streak. Young Prop, their #1 draft pick this past summer, he's leading their club in scoring. He's out there now playing on a line with Linseman as a center iceman, and just last Saturday, he had Bobby Clark on his line.
Now Frank Bathe moves out for Philadelphia. His pass broken up. That was Dennis Polonich that knocked it away. Going after it is a rookie, Brian Propp. He's had quite a start this season. Propp going in behind his own goal. Leads the team in scoring, just 20 years of age. Now the play comes out to center ice. On the move, Ken Linseman. He was thrown up going over the line. Vachon came out of the net. There's going to be a penalty coming up. And the Red Wings are going to face the Philadelphia power play very early in the game with only 56 seconds gone by. And we'll be back to see what they do after we pause for this.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Sir, behold, the cheddar bacon Uncle Burger.
Sirloin patty, cheddar cheese, and bacon. Well, it's...
Yes. Yes, it is.
Seriously?
Well, I've never been more serious in my life. Look at me.
The new cheddar bacon Uncle Burger. Seriously, at A&W.
The new JVC Averio memory card camcorders. Dual SD card slots give you more memory options. Available in 3 bright colors. The only memory camcorder built with ease in mind. Share your videos online with one-touch upload to YouTube for easy sharing. With Averio memory card camcorders, you can carry your videos everywhere you go with easy export to your iTunes library. The new colorful Averio memory card camcorders.
The perfect experience, JVC.
In the war between fun and practicality, there are victims and there are victors. To the victor go the spoils. All new, all that. Mazda 3.
There are millions of mortgages in Canada. If you have one, you have a Manulife One number. Take Mike, for example. Mike and his wife Sarah have a mortgage, line of credit, car loan, and several savings and checking accounts. Simply by combining all their inefficient accounts into the revolutionary Manulife One, Mike calculated they could save $46,980 in interest and own their home years sooner. Discover your Manulife One number today at manulifeone.ca.
Well, Kevin Schermerhorn, it didn't take him too long. He heads for the penalty box with just 56 seconds gone by, off for hooking. So the Flyers have the extra man. That's Daly, who dumped the puck off to the side of the goal. Cleared into the corner. Linsman played it back to Daly with a shot and hit the goal post. Drove it off the goal post. Now McLeish let a shot go. That's Linsman in the corner with it again. His pass, McLeish takes it to the opposite corner. And the Flyers with pressure on. Propp handed it back to McLeish. Back now to Propp. It got away from him. McCourt failed to work it out. Kenny Linsman, he was bothered along the boards, and it's Tommy Bergman that sweeps the puck into the Philadelphia zone with 1:20 remaining in Schermerhorn's penalty time. Now moving out again is Linsman. Over the line, but on the left wing, Al Hill went in ahead of the play. It's offside.
Philadelphia play a power play very similar to Montreal's. They get the puck into the corner. They'll make a pass in behind the net. Then they get it out to their point man, and he just moves in and fires. They try and run a screen out in front of the net, and if you noticed on the play that hit the post, Rogie Vachon was spending more time trying to chop at the player that was bothering him in front of the net than he wasn't really watching for the shot at all.
Now Bobby Clark won the draw. It's cleared back into the Detroit zone. A centering pass. Clark took the shot, and Vachon stopped him. Play goes in behind the net. Number 15 is Hill. Clark is 16. Puck comes out instead to Reggie Leach. He drilled a shot way wide. Barber stops it, brings it back to the blue line. His pass got away from Hill. Very long, picks it up and clears it down the ice. It bounced away from Barber. Billy Hogebaum chasing him. Hogebaum was pulled off the puck by Barber. Now Leach cleared it out to center ice. Clark has it there. Moving with it, Reggie Leach into the Detroit zone. Now to Barber with a shot, and Vachon the save, and another shot. Fired wide by Clark. Tommy Bergman picks it up and shoots it down the ice. A half a minute remaining in Schermerhorn's penalty. No score in the game. 2.5 minutes have gone by. There's a shot by Leach, and Vachon stops that one. Dale McCourt takes it. Now McCourt and Mahavlich are moving out 2-on-2. And Dale McCourt elected to take the long shot. It's deflected into the corner by Phil Meir. Number 25 is Norm Barnes, who clears it out center ice. Over the line into the Detroit zone is Tom Gorance. That's Bridgman. Mel Bridgman's pass knocked away. Penalty is over. Schermerhorn back on. Reed Larson failed to work it out. Gorance held it in. Bob Kelly had trouble with it. Bumped into McCourt. And Barry Long is going to shoot it down the ice. There'll be an icing call. As back after to touch it is Jimmy Watson. Well, kids, don't forget that you can get a free Red Wing tote bag sponsored by 7-Up at the Red Wing Chicago Blackhawk game next Saturday, November the 3rd. It'll be a great treat to head home with.
And Rogie Vachon has been tested several times here in the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds. He has made 2 or 3 big saves on shots that were partially screened from the area 30-35 feet out. And the Wings are really letting Philadelphia come to them the way they did in Detroit. The only way you're going to beat this hockey club is you're going to have to pick them up and be ready to bump with them, chase the puck into their zone and make them make mistakes.
Philadelphia's captain Mel Bridgman in against McCourt. McCourt won the draw. He's having trouble getting it out. It came out, but Bob Kelly takes over there. Jim Watson has it. Played it back, and Willie Huber has it. Huber at center ice to McCourt. Now it's handed again to Huber on the right side. Willie Huber drives it into the corner in the Philadelphia zone. Digging in behind his own net is Wozniak, playing it along the boards for Kelly. Huber gave him a bump, but it's Bridgman controlling. And Mel Bridgman starts out. McCourt knocked his pass away. Bridgman picks it up again. Number 26 is Korn. Kelly took it away from him. Kelly put it right out in front. And the Philadelphia player Bridgman was sent spinning. Here's Huber's pass ahead now. Pick it up by Mike Foligno. Foligno took it over the line. He's turned around there, and Bridgman has it. Now Mel Bridgman. He played it back into the Detroit zone. Heading back after it is Errol Thompson. Thompson wearing the number 12, moving out again over on the left side. That's Korn. Jim Korn bumped heavily, knocked down by Holmgren. And the Flyers take it over the line. That's Daly who took the shot. It was cleared to the corner. Daly goes in along the boards after Foligno. The puck comes out here. The Red Wings moving 2-on-1, and McCourt failed to handle it. Now Thompson takes it away. Goes right in. And he couldn't get the shot off till he got to the side of the goal as Meir stayed right with him. McCourt had the puck, couldn't find it. Wings with a great scoring chance. Turning with it again is Korn, being watched by Holmgren. Now it came back to Larson. Out on the right side, Schermerhorn's pass broken up. Barber got it to the line. Larson gave him a bump. Barber, though, still battles to hold it. Larson took it away, and he's whacked by Holmgren, who really ran Larson into the boards. And now the two of them have a hug on each other right down below us. And Larson has the hand up in Holmgren's face. Holmgren made quite a run at him.
I'm sure Holmgren, he would have received a penalty, but the referee was flat on his back. I'm sure he doesn't see it. Reed Larson did what a hockey player should. When you get run like that from the blind side, he threw an elbow and he nailed him pretty good. So you'll probably find that they'll both get penalties. Larson for sure.
Well, referee Medill heading over to the bench to explain penalty times, and we shall be back with more after we pause now for this.
Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live at the scene where last night there was a robbery at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, police have...
CyberClean, the miracle cleaning compound for car interiors. Deep clean those hard-to-reach spots with ease, leaving no streaks or residue. Just press it on, and the dirt is gone. The science of clean is CyberClean.
When the time comes, you'll know. You'll know that all the training, the hard work, and the sweat was worth it. But mostly you'll know about patience. And you'll be glad you do. Because knowing you're one punch away from victory is the sweetest part of the sweet science.
Rated T for Teen. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Ford has great news this summer. Now everybody gets employee pricing, so you pay what we pay. That could mean up to $15,000 in price adjustments. Plus, we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge, because we believe once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. With employee pricing, there's no better time to buy a Ford. Get your employee price at your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
There are millions of mortgages in Canada. If you have one, you have a Manulife One number. Take Mike, for example. Mike and his wife Sarah have a mortgage, line of credit, car loan, and several savings and checking accounts. Simply by combining all their inefficient accounts into the revolutionary Manulife One, Mike calculated they could save $46,980 in interest and own their home years sooner. Discover your Manulife One number today at manulifeone.ca.
Well, they keep running shots on goal here. I find it difficult to believe that Philadelphia has had only 3 shots, and the Red Wings won. Each team will play short a man. Holmgren and Larson go off together for roughing. Time of the minor penalties at 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Detroit has Nedemansky and LeBratton out together with Willie Huber and Tommy Bergman. Number 14 is Linsman. He and Brian Propp, the 2 youngsters up front for Philadelphia. That's Barnes, who headed back into his own zone, lost it, but picks it up again. Now Willie Huber gave him a bump, but coming up is Linsman. Huber took him off the puck. And moving out with it now is Nedemansky, a left wing pass for Danny LeBratton on the move. LeBratton over the line. Here's LeBratton pulling up, looking. Danny LeBratton shoved off the puck now as he's taken by Jimmy Watson. Nedemansky moved in, lost his... Wozniak for Philadelphia. Rink-wide pass on the left side to Barnes. Now he played it way offside into the Detroit zone. Wozniak was, or rather, Propp was trying to move in with it. And the play will come right back out to center ice. Well, it's comical chaos aboard a landing tank. Away, a pet turkey and Buddy Hackett, and all hands on deck. Tomorrow's 8 o'clock movie on TV 50. There's a young fella, Sid, that's...
Well, he had a terrific year in junior, Bruce. He played out in Brandon, Manitoba in the Western League. Scored 94 goals. It's just unbelievable. Many goals. He was broke all the records, I think, of McLeish, or not McLeish, Bobby Clark and fellows that are right here. Leach. He just broke all the records that for a junior hockey player last year. Philadelphia picked him in the first round, number 14, so he was passed up by 13 other clubs. He is leading all rookies right now in the National Hockey League with 7 goals.
Leading his Philadelphia team with, I think, 6 goals.
6 goals, right.
Now the play goes back into the Detroit end, and Jim Korn had a pretty good hold on Reggie Leach. Here's a quick on target. Danny LeBreton would have been on his way, but Very Long missed him with the pass as LeBreton was wide open, and Long's pass was just way off target.
And young Jim Korn is making himself felt out there. He took a good run at Leach, run him in the corner. He got his arms up a little bit and grabbed, but he got away with it.
Red Wings are not dressing tonight because of the two extra players, Jean Hamel and Dennis Sobchuk. Perry Miller remains at home with that injured shoulder.
Tommy Webster was injured in the pre-game practice yesterday in Montreal, and they were afraid that he possibly did break his ankle. They know that he's got pulled tendons, I guess it is, down in his ankle.
Took him off the ice on a stretcher during the practice session. Now there's a quick shot from the blue line by Jim Watson, deflected to the corner. Korn ran into Bobby Clark. That's Very Long falling down. That puck is still loose and now kneeling on it. Korn, and the play is stopped, and the face-off will stay to the right side of Vachon. We have played now just about 6 minutes of the first period. There is no score. Philadelphia's been carrying a good part of the play. Willie Huber and Tommy Bergman come out now, and Korn and Long move in. So Bobby Crom is not hesitating to use this kid with 2 games experience professionally. Other than that, his college play.
The only way you're going to find out, Bruce, is throw him out there and let him get into the action.
Korn was born and raised in the Minnesota area, attended college in the East. Now Dale McCourt won the draw from Clark, no easy task. That's Tommy Bergman, trying to work away from Clark. Clark's all over him. Tommy Bergman played it, but not out. There's Jimmy Watson with a shot. Vachon knocked it away. Clark controls it, comes right out in front. Here's Clark handing it back to Watson with a shot that deflected off to the side. Tommy Bergman played it too far for Paul Woods. Clark holds it in at the line. Here's Reggie Leach with it. Leach took a shot. That's blocked by Huber. The centering pass comes out to the right side for Bob Daly. He took a shot deflected wide of the net. Willie Huber goes to the corner. Paul Woods, but it's back to Daly. Now Daly in the corner again to Clark. Clark's pass knocked away. Paul Woods at a bouncing puck, sweeps it over on the right side for Huber. Willie Huber hands it off now to Tommy Bergman. Just a couple seconds left in the 2 penalties. Bergman's long shot, an easy save from Mir. And Larson and Holmgren are back on. Winding up Bill Barber. Barber of Philadelphia. His pass too far for Holmgren. Willie Huber heads after it. Now Huber plays it off the boards for Peter Mahavlich. Ahead to Dennis Polonich. Polonich over the line. He took the shot, deflected into the corner by Barnes. Polonich went in after it, but Barnes has him covered there. Coming right back down the ice, Holmgren. It was knocked away from him. Mahavlich tried to work it to Foligno. He got it over the line. Here's Polonich with it. Barnes the only man back, but Polonich hands it back to Reed Larson. He drilled a shot wide. Very Long held it in at the blue line. Peter Mahavlich in the corner. Turned around there by Barnes. Holmgren gets into it. They jam the puck along the boards. It came loose. Now Dennis Polonich played it back to Very Long. His shot was blocked. And 3 of the Flyers move out. Holmgren over the line into the Detroit zone. Right out in front with a shot. Gets his own rebound. Holmgren setting up Barber. And he's stopped by Vachon. And the Wings not clearing people away in front. They hold the puck to the boards. And the face-off will stay in the circle to the right of a hard-worked Rogie Vachon. No score. We're back in just a moment.
For making us Canada's best tasting burger for 50 years. At Harvey's, there's a burger with your name on it. Happy birthday to you, Canada. Happy birthday to you.
Harvey's makes your hamburger a beautiful thing.
The new JVC Averio memory card camcorders. Dual SD card slots give you more memory options. Available in 3 bright colors. The only memory camcorder built with ease in mind. Share your videos online with one-touch upload to YouTube for easy sharing. With Averio memory card camcorders, you can carry your videos everywhere you go with easy export to your iTunes library. The new colorful Averio memory card camcorders.
The perfect experience, JVC.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate. and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
This summer, Ford wants you to experience the best vehicles we've ever built. So we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge. We believe that once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. And with employee pricing, you'll pay what we pay. But if we still haven't won you over and you buy a competitive vehicle, we'll give you $100. To take the Drive One Challenge, plus get your employee price, visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
Greg Medill was over at the Detroit bench, and Bobby Crum seemingly was giving him an earful of something.
I thought for a minute there was going to be a penalty handed out.
That way. Bridgman won the draw cleanly. There's a shot from the line by Watson. Going after it, Schemmerhorn. He's got Hicks down the left side. Schemmerhorn over the line. Here's Schemmerhorn putting it right out in front and nobody there, as Hicks had skated all the way in behind the goal. Now Reed Larson turned around by Kelly. That puck loose out in front. The Wings don't get it out. Kelly goes to the corner. Hicks gave him a bump. Still low, the Flyers in command, but it comes out to Schemmerhorn. Coming up with him again is Hicks. Lonich trailing. The puck got away from Hicks. It bounces out center ice. Number 22 is Tom Gorham. Off to Kelly. He was turned away at the line by Reed Larson. Now Jimmy Watson sweeps it over on the right side. Hicks stopped it there. That's Larson, number 28. He's got McCourt coming in. The pass a weak one, though, is going to come all the way back to center ice. Big Mike Foligno comes back after it, turning at his own blue line. Now a center ice pass. Down right back to Foligno. He failed to get away. Reed Larson. He starts McCourt over the line. Here's McCourt trying to go through. Dale McCourt. His pass to Foligno. He handed it right out in front. And Hicks lifted it over the top of the goal. Pretty play for the moment. McCourt takes it in along the boards with Dennis Vervegart. The puck came loose. Cleared over on the right side to Linsman. Now Linsman sends it out center ice. Vervegart, formerly of Vancouver. He was slowed up by Larson. Mike Foligno at center ice. Wings changing on the move as Foligno dropped it back for Larson, who took the shot, deflected into the corner. Frank Bathe heads in after it. Now Big Frank, a former Red Wing property, plays it back to the Detroit blue line. Very long. Put it right on the stick of Linsman, moving back into the Detroit zone. His pass went behind Vervegart, and then Vervegart tripped McCourt, and the Red Wings are going to have an extra man. On the delayed call, Errol Thompson lost it as he moved over the line into the Philadelphia end. So power play chance, and we'll be back with it after this.
Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live at the scene where last night there was a robbery at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, police have...
CyberClean, the revolutionary cleaning compound for high-tech equipment. Deep clean all your electronics with ease. CyberClean removes dust and debris on contact. Just press it on and the dirt is gone. The science of clean is CyberClean.
Thank you for making us Canada's best tasting burger for 50 years. At Harvey's, there's a burger with your name on it. Happy birthday to you, Canada. Happy birthday to you.
Harvey's makes your hamburger a beautiful thing.
They lay claim to the curve, the rise, the twist, demanding nothing less than more, refusing to compromise joy in the name of practicality. We build cars for people like that. We are people like that.
Well, they're starting to bump one another, and Vervegard, he got tangled with Dale McCourt. Dale McCourt's just now coming into the picture, and he got a stick down into his skates, tripped him.
He's off for tripping at 9 minutes and 46 seconds. So the Red Wings will have the power play chance. They have scored 5 times in 32 tries, which isn't all that great. And 4 of those came in the one game against Buffalo. Now this is Willie Huber. Huber dumping it off to the side of the goal. Muir comes out of the net, and Bob Daly has it there and fires it down the ice. Rogie Vachon will stop it for Dale McCourt. Now McCourt being watched by Leach. Dale McCourt in behind his own goal, and he lost it right there. Bobby Clark, who just never quits working. Up the right side now for Nedemansky. Peter Mahavlich over the line. Back to Danny LeBratton, who sent it in behind the goal. Phil Muir left it there. Frank Bathe and Peter Mahavlich. The puck loose, though, and it'll be taken by the Flyers, who again roll it down the ice. A minute and 15 seconds left in the Philadelphia penalty. Willie Huber winding up at his own blue line. Mahavlich up front with LeBratton and Nedemansky. This is Danny LeBratton to Nedemansky, and he deflected it just wide, as the two of them almost made it click. Mel Bridgman bothered by LeBratton. He took it away from him. Bob Daly goes in after it. Daly will play it back to Dale McCourt at the blue line. In the corner to Danny LeBratton now. Danny LeBratton coming out to the circle, sets up Nedemansky. Right out in front to LeBratton with a shot right on, and Muir made the save. Nedemansky worked well together, but Muir made the save on LeBratton, and Nedemansky tipped one just wide. 30 seconds remaining in the Vervegart penalty. Wings with an opportunity for one more rush. Coming out with it, Paul Woods. Woods moving his way over the line into the Philadelphia zone. It came back. Now there's Dale McCourt with a shot that deflected way up into the crowd. And the play is stopped. In our first intermission, we're going to be taking a look at what the Detroit Red Wings are doing in the Amateur Hockey Circle, the program that is so strong, particularly in the state of Michigan. You'll be meeting people involved with it. General Manager Ted Lindsay, and I think you'll be interested in it.
Here is a case where LeBratton spotted Nedemansky over on the far side of the net. Nedemansky had the open net had he been able to control the puck. Then he passed it back to LeBratton. LeBratton was right out in the middle. Couldn't put it by Muir. Big save.
15 seconds left in the penalty. Reed Larson. Larson just dumps it down the ice. There'll be an icing call back after it is Barnes, and that'll bring the play back into the Detroit end with 8 seconds left in the penalty, something the Wings didn't want.
The Wings have had problems trying to score goals on their power plays. They got 4 in the Buffalo game, but if they can get this power play of theirs working, last year they were second only to the New York Islanders in the number of goals scored. I think it was 78 power play goals. They have the potential scorers on the ice when you get big Peter Mahavlich and Nedemansky and LeBratton and fellows like Larson and McCourt back at the points that can shoot. But the problem seems to be that the teams that are killing the penalties are coming in deep and causing the Wings problems getting their play started. They don't get in and get established in the other zone often enough.
Wings have to get that one big guy out in front of the goal, too, which they don't do a whole lot of.
Well, it should be Peter Mahavlich, Bruce. He's got the size.
When he does it, it becomes far more effective. Now the penalty's over. Philadelphia back at full strength. Each team has fought off an opposition power play. This is Tommy Bergman. Back to Foligno. He didn't have much chance at that one. The puck slides back to the Detroit line. Errol Thompson hands it now to big Jim Korn. Korn dumps it along the boards in behind the Philadelphia goal. Bathe goes in after it. He played it right back to the line. Korn will have it there. Korn, though, is given a bump, and the puck came back out center ice. He brought it back in offside.
It's got to be quite a thrill for big Jim Korn, first-year professional. Here he is playing in the big leagues, playing in Philadelphia, an American-born boy.
He was an exciting hockey player in the Red Wing camp up in Sault Ste. Marie, which is the reason he's playing here tonight. Ted Lindsay and Bobby Crom were both quite impressed with him.
He's very offensive-minded, Bruce. I recall when we were up to do the game on radio from Sault Ste. Marie, he carried the play an awful lot. He's a good skater.
Tommy Bergman got it over the line and then lost it. Coming back, McLeish, but it was Errol Thompson that took it away from him. It back out to center ice. Flyers have it there. Frank Bathe. Bathe played it back toward the Detroit line. It goes in behind the Red Wing goal, and Korn heads back after it. Left wing pass way out too far for Errol Thompson. The shot from the blue line deflected wide by Vachon. Played back to the left point for Bathe. Now Frank Bathe's pass cleared in behind the net again. That's Holmgren with it. Holmgren tried to center it. Covering up was Thompson. Here now Dale McCourt moving out. McCourt, he's got Foligno with him. Tommy Bergman trailing. McCourt got over the line, handed it to Foligno. Another penalty coming up, and they score! Foligno fires it by as a delayed penalty was in the process of being called, and the Red Wings have a 1-0 lead.
Well, Mike Foligno made no mistake on that. He just gave a little deke, and he went as if he was going to go outside, and he come back into the middle, out about 25 feet around the hash marks, and he really fired it on Muir's glove side. He beat him cleanly on a real nice setup from McCourt.
So Big Mike in his rookie year gets his second goal of the season. Just the one assist given at 12:56. Foligno from Dale McCourt. Red Wings lead it 1-0. Puck bounced back into the Detroit zone off to the side of the Red Wing goal. Here's Reed Larson. Now Larson's pass over on the right side to Schemmerhorn. Kevin Schemmerhorn back over the line trying to work around Barnes. They bump in along the boards and coming out Linsman into the Detroit zone. Played it over on the right side for Beauregard in behind the Detroit goal. Glenn Hicks made the check there. He's grabbing a little bit. Puck came back. Here's a chance now for Daly with a shot. He fired it way wide. The puck back into the Philadelphia end. Number 26 is Brian Propp. Puck slides back to the Detroit line. Very long, controls it there. Now to Reed Larson. Out on the right side, Schemmerhorn. Kevin Schemmerhorn handing it off to Polonich. Polonich took the shot, deflected wide of the goal. That's Hicks putting it right out in front. Oh, and Schemmerhorn had a great chance, and Muir stopped him. Very Long stops it at the line. Played it back to Hicks, and it's driven right back out center ice. Long tipping it away. That's Danny Bolduc on for the first time. That puck tipped away by Bolduc. Bolduc took a bump in along the boards from Beauregard. They have it trapped there. The face-off will stay at center ice, and we shall be back with more action after this.
Ford has great news this summer. Now everybody gets employee pricing, so you pay what we pay. That could mean up to $15,000 in price adjustments. Plus, we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge, because we believe once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. With employee pricing, there's no better time to buy a Ford. Get your employee price at your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Hey, Scott, Tim Hortons wraps are back.
So is the Wrap Man.
Oh, sorry, I kind of already took that name. What? Yeah, the wraps are different now, okay? They're snack size. You get two. I just figured the name was up for grabs.
But I'm Wrap Man.
Hey, Wrap Man. Hey, Wrap Girl. You could be Wrap Boy.
Well, I'm a man.
With warm seasoned chicken, Tim Hortons Chicken Wrap Snackers. 2 for just $3.99 in ranch or barbecue. Always a great value.
Always Tim Hortons.
Eagle is left the nest open. Go.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate, and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
A little less than 3 minutes to play in the first period. Each team has had 2 minor penalties. Dale McCourt won the draw, and this is Foligno coming out to center ice, being bothered by Holmgren. Mike Foligno turned around at the line. Good check on the part of Jimmy Watson. Puck cleared over on the left side, kept in by Barry Long, and it went right through McCourt, right to Muir. That's Jimmy Watson with Foligno chasing him to the boards. McCourt gets into it. Holmgren too, and they hold it there. That'll keep a face-off in the Philadelphia end off to the right side of Phil Muir. We have 2 minutes, 35 seconds still to go in the first period.
Bruce Bud Lynch wanted us to mention the fact that season ticket holders have to pick up their All-Star Game tickets by Friday, November the 2nd.
That's next Friday.
Right. They're available to the general public on Saturday, November the 3rd at Olympia box office. The box office open from 10 till 6.
Now McCourt won the draw. Here's a chance for Larson with a shot that went way wide. McLeish takes it off the boards, sending it out to center ice. With it is Holmgren moving into the Detroit zone. Paul Holmgren put it right out in front. That's broken up by Larson. Then Larson handed it right back to Holmgren. He was checked by Foligno. Coming out, Errol Thompson. The two of them, he and McCourt. Thompson elected to take the shot, and he drilled it just wide. Puck taken off the boards. Coming out with it, Holmgren. It went off the skate of Dale McCourt. Into the Detroit zone. The Flyers battle to control it. Reed Larson got a stick on it. Holmgren picks it up. Now Holmgren played it in toward the corner. It goes in behind the Detroit goal. Very Long goes in after it. Now to Foligno, who dumps it out to center ice, and back after it is Barnes. Norm Barnes playing it ahead. It's dumped to the Detroit zone, and Larson returns it to center ice. Foligno, he played it just behind Dale McCourt. 1 minute 40 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0 Detroit. Here now, Rick McLeish. on the right side, going in way too quickly is Wozniak, so it comes back to Frank Bathe, who played it back into the Detroit zone. Larson dumped it into the corner. Barry Long out on the left side. Polonich moved in to try and hold it away. The Wings trying to move it out of their own zone and not doing it. That's Vervegart with a pass. Propp played it in behind the Detroit goal. Polonich dumped it ahead, goes after it, and does get it out to center ice. Dennis Polonich in a race with Propp. Propp tipped it back. Trying to move in was Schemmerhorn. He and Bathe did a little bumping. They're no strangers to one another, having played in the International Hockey League. Colorado and Buffalo playing tonight at Buffalo. That game is tied at 1-1 in the first period. Shots on goal with 1:04 to go in the first period. 9 for Philadelphia, 4 for Detroit. Ken Linsman is number 14, who centers the line with Vervegart on one wing and Propp on the other for Philadelphia. Detroit now with Hicks, Schemmerhorn, and Polonich. This is Frank Bathe. Bathe played it into the Detroit end, right to Vachon. Willie Huber being checked in along the boards by Propp. It came loose. Covering up Huber, Dennis Polonich, who has his man pretty well covered up. Along the boards, Glenn Hicks running into Daly, but the puck kept in by Linsman. Here's Linsman checked at the line. It's sent in along the board, rather along the ice, out to center ice. Schemmerhorn trying to pick it up. He does. He brings it in. Schemmerhorn dropping it for Polonich, and he played it behind Hicks, who was cutting in. And the Wings with a little errant passing. 20 seconds to go as Linsman moves into the Detroit end. He dropped it there. That's Propp with a backhander that Willie Huber steers away, and the puck goes into the crowd. The Wings have had some good scoring chances. The passing has been just a little off target at times.
They're skating, though, now, and they're knocking people down, and that's something they didn't do last Saturday.
You know, they may take this team by shock because they just coasted through 60 minutes in Detroit, and they haven't been able to do it here in the first period. With 17 seconds remaining in the period, pretty much a defensive lineup now for Detroit, with Peter Mahovlich to take the face-off against Bobby Clark. Paul Woods and Bolduc are out. Willie Huber and Tommy Bergman. That's Clark in against Mahovlich. Clark won the draw. Quick shot, fire right over the top of the net by Leach. And Tommy Bergman failed to get it out. It's driven in behind the Detroit goal. 7 seconds to play. Paul Woods bumped in along the boards by Leach. They hold it there. No whistle yet. And finally it does blow with 3 seconds remaining. And the face-off still to the left of Vachon. Now Dale McCourt comes off the Detroit bench. And he, I guess, is going to take the place of Bolduc over on the right side. The defensive move. Paul Holmgren comes off the Philadelphia bench, and I imagine he has one thing to do, and that's to get right out in front of Vachon.
Bobby Clark and Peter Mahovlich, 2 excellent face-off men. Clark is considered one of the best in the league, and Peter's been doing a good job for the Wings this year.
Just to the left of Vachon with 3 seconds to go in the first period. Puck drop, there's a quick shot and a big save by Vachon, and he grabs a rebound as the buzzer goes, and I'll tell you, Clark did the job, and Philadelphia came in within a whisker of getting the tying goal. So here's a first period scoring summary brought to you by Magnavox and Fredder Appliance Stores. We had 4 minor penalties, 2 aside, no goals scored with power play chances, and it was Mike Foligno on a pass from Dale McCourt at 12:56 that beat Phil Muir for the only goal of the first period, a period that saw Philadelphia with 11 shots and Detroit with 4. Well, we're going to be taking a look at amateur hockey around the state of Michigan. The end of the first period. On Philadelphia, nothing.
There are millions of mortgages in Canada. If you have one, you have a Manulife One number. Take Mike, for example. Mike and his wife Sarah have a mortgage, line of credit, car loan, and several savings and checking accounts. Simply by combining all their inefficient accounts into the revolutionary Manulife One, Mike calculated they could save $46,980 in interest and own their home years sooner. Discover your Manulife One number today at manulifeone.ca.
This summer, Ford wants you to experience the best vehicles we've ever built. So we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge. We believe that once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. And with employee pricing, you'll pay what we pay. But if we still haven't won you over and you buy a competitive vehicle, we'll give you $100. To take the Drive One Challenge, plus get your employee price, visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
Hey, hon.
Hey, Dad, look what I drew today.
Wow. Hey, wait a minute. Why doesn't Daddy have a blizzard?
Daddy, I thought you would like a salad.
Honey, it's not a big deal.
It's easy for you to say. You already have a blizzard. There.
You're being a child.
No, give me my blizzard.
Everybody wants one. The Tin Roof Brownie Blizzard at Dairy Queen. Chocolatey covered peanuts and chewy brownie pieces. And now try our new Sweet Deals value menu.
In the first period, Philadelphia with 11 shots and the Red Wings only 4, one of which was Mike Foligno's second goal of the season. Detroit starts the second period again with Dennis Polonich in between Glenn Hicks, number 23, on the left wing, and Schemmerhorn over on the right side. That's very long, clearing it ahead to Polonich. Jim Korn. Pass didn't get through to Polonich this time, intercepted by Frank Bay, that carries back into the Detroit zone, and Jim Korn moved in and knocked him off his skates. Wings move out. Good pass over on the left side to Hicks. Hicks ripping down the left wing, but he's checked right there by Big Bob Daly. Now look out. Here comes a play back into the Detroit zone. Digging it after it is Ken Linsman. He dropped it right there. A loose puck, and Vachon is covered up on a fine shot on the part of the rookie Brian Propp.
And a fine comeback effort by the youngster Schemmerhorn. He come back and took the player out after he did get a shot away at Vachon, but he stopped any chance of someone getting in there and getting a rebound or taking another slap at the netminder.
Quick change back along the Detroit defense now as Tommy Bergman and Willie Huber come on. Face off to the left of Vachon. Now it's Polonich in against Linsman. Puck is dropped, knocked away by Schemmerhorn. It goes down the ice. There'll be an icing call as Bay is back after it, and the play will come right back into the Detroit end. I started to say in the first period that you have a line of shooters like Nedomansky and LeBratton and Mahavlich, and yet they had a combined effort of only one shot on the Philadelphia goal, that by LeBratton.
Well, you know, talking about not say that LeBratton has in deep, but Big Ned hasn't been going the way we know he can, and Peter is handicapped a little bit now with a Charlie horse, but they're the ones that I'm sure have to start scoring.
Guard playing it back to Bay. There's Frank Bay with a shot deflected away. Bolduc went down. Now that's Willie Huber playing it into the corner. Beauregard took it off the board, shooting it in behind the Detroit goal. Going in after it, Billy Hogebaum. Daly kept it in. That's Linsman rolling it in behind the net. Put it right out in front. Oh, and fanning on the backhander was Propp. Wings failed to come out with it the first time. Now Tommy Bergman brings it out to center ice. His pass to Bolduc. It bounced over the line, but Linsman will start right back with Propp. That's Brian Propp on the left side, back into the Detroit zone. Took the shot, and Vachon deflected it away. Puck bounced dangerously close to the side of the net. They have it in along the boards. Still no whistle. Referee Medill just standing there watching it. Finally he stops it, and the play will go to the right side of the Detroit net. Al Hill comes off the Philadelphia bench now with Reggie Leach and Bobby Clark. Detroit staying with Paul Woods and Bolduc. Billy Hogebaum centering the line. Barry Long and Reed Larson come back along the Detroit defense.
This boy Propp can put the wood on the puck. He really fires this, and Rogie Vachon makes a save. The puck bounced off and bounced by the open corner.
Face off deep in the Detroit end. Came right back on the line for Jimmy Watson. Watson shooting it in behind the goal. It got by Bobby Clark there, but it's kept in. There's Clark going after it in the corner. Down dangerously out in front, but Bolduc bangs it off the boards out at center ice. Look at Woods move after it. And Paul Woods couldn't get by Reggie Leach, and there'll be another icing call, and the play will come right back into the Detroit end. A pause on the action, 1-0 Detroit. We're back in a moment.
Let them swing. Let them flail and plunder. Let them try with all their might. Let them bring their thunder. Soon the time will come for you. If you have the patience to wait until you see the sign, you will be the greatest of all time.
Rated T for Teen. EA Sports. It's in the game.
between fun and practicality, there are victims and there are victors. To the victor go the spoils. All new, all that. Mazda 3.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Sir, behold, the cheddar bacon Uncle Burger.
Sirloin patty, cheddar cheese, and bacon. Well, it's...
Yes. Yes, it is.
Seriously?
Well, I've never been more serious in my life. Look at me.
The new cheddar bacon Uncle Burger. Seriously, at A&W.
Dale McCourt with Foligno and Errol Thompson now. Buck stayed right there in the circle. A quick shot by Kelly went wide. It's kept in by Wozniak. Played into the corner. A centering pass. Willie Huber knocked it away. Now Torrance played it off to the side of the goal. Bridgman handed it to Kelly right out in front. The puck knocked away. And Foligno controls it. Played it out center ice. Wozniak goes back after it. Handing it off to Vade now. Frank Vade clearing it to the Detroit zone. Willie Huber and Bridgman. That puck stayed right there. There's Kelly with a shot. Vachon knocked that away. Bridgman tried to put it out in front, being checked there by Huber, and Vachon says it's enough of that. He grabs it and holds on.
Mike Foligno got hit on the face, Bruce, back about a minute and a half ago, and he's had a little problem.
This week, Peschke's Great American Hot Dogs are featured at your local Kroger stores. That is not a Peschke hot dog.
Foligno come over to talk to Lefty Wilson. He probably thought that he was cut, but Lefty sent him back out on the ice. He got hit with a stick up in the face. He had his glove off, and being a youngster, he got right out of the play because of it.
Our face-off stays still deep in the Detroit end. Well, the Red Wings have had one shot. Philadelphia 7 here in this period. It's 18-5. The Wings lead it 1-0. Rogie Vachon the difference. Now that's Watson bringing it back in, heading into the corner after it. So is Brian Propp, Propp number 26. His pass deflected off McCourt. Foligno stepped into his man, but still the Flyers continue to control it. Bob Daly at the right point with a shot, and he fired it wide. Buck bouncing away. Foligno knocked his man to the ice. That was Linsman, and then Foligno just shoots at the length of the ice. There'll be another icing call. And the Wings, Sid, are not really skating at the moment.
No, they're letting Philadelphia make all the plays, beating them to the puck, really out-muscling them right now. I thought possibly with a 1-0 lead, the Wings would come out and start carrying the play to Philadelphia, but they haven't as of yet here in the second period.
We have played a little less than 5 minutes of period number 2. Ken Linsman will go in against Dale McCourt. Circle to the right of a hard-worked Rogie Vachon. And the center Linsman is waved out, so too Dale McCourt, I guess. So it'll be Foligno in against Verbegaert. Verbegaert wins the draw. Back to Watson with a shot that went wide. Here's Bob Daly. Daly let one go, and Vachon stops that. Dale McCourt along the boards on the right side for Foligno, and Foligno again just whipped it out to center ice, and Daly has it there. Now Daly's pass knocked away. Foligno couldn't get to it the first time. It's picked up over the line. Is Linsman. Linsman went around Larson, put it right to the goal mouth, and going low, Willie Huber blocked the shot. It's loose in behind the goal. A centering pass. Linsman took the shot, and Vachon got a piece of that. Now Foligno trying to work out. Mike Foligno. He played it, but not out. And the Flyers are all over the Wings inside the Detroit zone. There's Verbegaert. He scores! The 21st shot by Philadelphia finally ends up behind Rogie Vachon.
It had to happen, Bruce. You just can't play that long in your own zone and expect to get by without them scoring. Detroit hasn't been out over their blue line. And Verbegaert, surprisingly, catches the short side. Rogie Vachon has just made so many saves.
20 of them prior to that.
He takes the puck away and he goes in. He's on a bad angle, and there's about an inch between the pad and the pipe. And Rogie Vachon was beaten on the inside.
Beauregard getting his first goal as a Philadelphia Flyer. First of the season, the play right back into the Detroit zone. Play stop, face off to the right of Vachon. At this stage of the game, Philadelphia 21 shots and Detroit 5, and the game is tied at 1-1.
Detroit have hardly been over center ice in this period. The whole 6 minutes has been played inside the Detroit blue line with Rogie Vachon called on to make so many saves. And it was a case right there where the Wings had possession of the puck 2 or 3 times, but coughed it up, and Philadelphia finally put it in the net.
That's the equipment manager, Ole Olsevich, in behind the Detroit bench. Now from the face-off, another shot knocked away. The Wings again just don't get it out. There's a shot deflected wide. Now Dennis Polonich cleared it to Hicks. Hicks turned around, sent it out center ice. Clark brings it right back in with a pass to Hill. Al Hill bothered by Long. Long took him in along the boards. Finally knocked him down. The Wings still are not getting out of their own zone. Now it's cleared out to Schemmerhorn. Schemmerhorn handing it to Tommy Bergman, who went behind him. Polonich picks it up. Dennis Polonich shooting it in. Flyers will take over in their own zone. Busniak playing it out on the right wing. Here's Leach carrying into the Detroit zone. Fired the shot very long. Blocked that. Schemmerhorn picks it up. Kevin Schemmerhorn has not looked out of place in this game. It's knocked away though, and Leach brings it right back in. Here comes a penalty against Detroit. And I believe it'll be very long. It's going to head in. Philadelphia's tied the game. Now we'll have the extra man. We'll be back in a moment.
This summer, Ford wants you to experience the best vehicles we've ever built. So we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge. We believe that once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. And with employee pricing, you'll pay what we pay. But if we still haven't won you over and you buy a competitive vehicle, we'll give you $100. To take the Drive One Challenge, plus get your employee price, visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
Time is the right time to bite into a delicious buffalo chicken sandwich at Subway restaurants. But hurry, it's here for a limited time only. Subway, think fresh, eat fresh.
Eagle has left the nest, over. Go.
Experience even more with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Technology coming soon to people go with Visa.
Schemmerhorn, who is headed back in, off for hooking. With the time of the penalty at 6 seconds. This might be good for well with everybody on the ice. Maybe they could be going short of him. They don't right there, and that's Barnes holding it in. Reggie Leach. Line for Bill Barber. Knocked it into the corner. Bridgman goes in after it. Now Bridgman pinned in along the boards by Tommy Bergman and Billy Hogebaum. Shoots it. Kevin Schemmerhorn. In the penalty box as Bridgman moves out. Now to Bobby Clark with Leach coming up the right side. Corner. Bring it back now to Barber. He hands it back to Clark. Clark, he played it behind Barber, who was cutting in, and the puck comes all the way back to the line. After it, but Barnes got there first. Norm Barnes, a rink-wide pass on the left side for Bridgman. They've used up 45 seconds of the penalty. The game. Now Bridgman moves back into the Detroit zone. Played into Darrell Thompson, and Thompson shoots it down the ice. At center ice, Barnes stops it. Played it back into the Detroit zone. The Flyers were changing. Going after it, Tommy Bergman, and they've called it back into the Philadelphia end. 54 seconds remaining in Kevin Schemmerhorn's penalty time. Well, you can solve all your gift-giving problems for that person who has everything with a gift certificate now available for any event at Olympia Stadium, at Cobo Arena, and the new Joe Louis Arena. Is your group interested in an outing to our live family entertainment and sporting events? Just call the group sales for more information at 895-5500. Peter Mahavlich and Errol Thompson now. Mahavlich wins the draw. There's Reed Larson with a shot wide of the goal. Boards by McLeish. Mahavlich fired it wide, and he was open. Shot it high and wide. Big chance. Now it's Holmgren. Dumping it in behind the Detroit goal. Out of his net, Rogie Vachon handed it to Errol Thompson. Thompson got it by Daly, and down the ice it goes. A half a minute remaining in the Detroit penalty. Rick McLeish. Now McLeish, a long center ice pass. Linsman has to go after it. Here's Ken Linsman again. He's turned around by Errol Thompson, and the play went in offside. And will come out over the Detroit blue line for the faceoff.
And the Detroit club is not skating at all the way they did last night. I mean, with Montreal, they just seem to pick up their checks and come back up and down the ice with them. Here tonight, they're letting Philadelphia carry the play.
Except that I think that they're playing a little better hockey short of man than they were when they were at full strength.
Well, when you're short, you can at least ice the puck, and I think that gives them that advantage. But they've got to start skating a little more than they are, because Philadelphia, they're getting into high gear now, and the Wings are just standing around more or less watching them.
Both Larson and Mahavlich had pretty good scoring chances and shot wide. Now it's Daly handing it off to Barnes over the line. He dropped it back there. That's Prop clearing it in behind the Detroit goal. Vachon along the boards, but not out. Daly let that shot go, deflected right on. And Vachon, and a dandy one there. The penalty is over. Now Holmgren, pinned in along the boards by Reed Larson. It's kicked into the corner. Linsman goes in after it. The Wings are back at full strength. Puck knocked down by Reed Larson, and Larson is going to dump it down the ice. Going after it is Schemmerhorn. Schemmerhorn is hooked to the ice. Good move by Schemmerhorn, and Frank Bade is going to go off. And now the Red Wings are going to have a power play opportunity, and we'll be back with it after we pause for this message.
Eagles left the nest open. Go.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate, and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
They lay claim to the curve, the rise, the twist, demanding nothing less than more, refusing to compromise joy in the name of practicality. We build cars for people like that. We are people like that.
We know you've waited all year for this. The Keg's Lobster Summer is back. Indulge until August 23rd.
Well, Kevin Schemmerhorn showed a little speed moving down the ice, and it was Bay that hooked him down and goes into the penalty box, off for hooking at 6:43, just a few seconds after Schemmerhorn got out. So now Detroit, with only one shot here in the period, has the extra man. Mahavlich won the draw, but it got by Dale McCourt, goes all the way back into the Detroit end, and McCourt heads back after it. Shots on goal, almost unbelievable. 22 Philadelphia, 5 Detroit. Yet the game tied at 1-1. Here now is McCourt. Dale McCourt rather carefully at center ice, ahead to Danny LeBratton. Over on the left side, Reed Larson. Larson pulled up, handed it now to Nedemansky. Off the side of the net to Mahavlich, back to Big Ned. Here's a chance for Larson. He drilled the shot and the save made. Right back to Larson. Now Nedemansky. He fires one. That kicked away and a rebound. Danny LeBratton had the chance. Here's Nedemansky, whistled another one. Mahavlich tried to deflect it, couldn't get to it. Jimmy Watson takes it to the corner. Mahavlich knocks him down. Watson on top of the puck, and the Wings had shooting practice for the moment.
3 excellent chances to put the puck on the net, and Mirror, although not being tested earlier, sometimes a goaltender, when they don't get work, when you finally do get a shot at him, you can score, but he come up with 2 or 3 big saves. One on Peter Mahavlich, another on Nedemansky from well out, but through a screen.
And Reed Larson had a good opportunity, too.
That's right, from the angle.
So the face-off stays in the circle off to the left of Muir. Still a minute and 15 seconds in the Philadelphia penalty. Little discussion going on between defenseman Watson and Bobby Clark. Now it'll be Clark in against Mahovlich. Mahovlich won the draw, and Larson whistled that one wide. And he had everything on it. Now Mahovlich in behind the net. Getting there first was Watson. The two of them go to the corner again. It's dug away by Netamansky. Back on the right point. Now Larson hands it off to Dale McCourt. McCourt, he played it now to Danny LeBratton in the corner. LeBratton holding it. LeBratton back now to Reed Larson. He handed it to Netamansky with a shot, and Muir drove that away. And the Wings, good opportunities. Here's Mahovlich holding it in. Chases it in behind the goal. Daly got there first. Mahovlich knocked him off balance. Puck jammed in along the boards. LeBratton got it loose. Here's LeBratton getting it now in the corner to Netamansky. Now Netamansky holding it in the circle. In the corner deeper to Mahovlich. Back on the right point to Reed Larson. Here's a chance for McCourt. He faked the shot, gives it back to Larson. Now Netamansky in the circle. Netamansky sets up Dale McCourt. He fires when he scores! And the Wings lead it 2-1.
Excellent power play, the way they threw that puck around. They just moved it from the corner out to the point, and they finally got McCourt out. Moved in from his point. He got it all by himself. And it's a funny thing, the screen on the goaltender was set up by their own defenseman as he come out towards McCourt. He blocked the view of Muir, and Muir, he didn't see this shot at all. The defenseman come out, big Daly. Dale shot it right along the ice, beat Muir on his right-hand side.
So the Wings lead it 2-1. Well, I told you a moment ago the shots were 22-5. They're now 22-10. Wings put on a potent power play. There's a shot by Tommy Bergman wide of the goal, bouncing in behind the net. Into the corner it goes. Barber lost it there, kicked away by Paul Woods. Danny Bolduc trying to get loose. Woods has it. Woods tried to set up Tommy Bergman, but the pass went in between the 2-point men all the way back to Vachon. Rogie leaves it now for Tommy Bergman. Tommy checked off the puck by McLeish. Moving in is Hogebaum. Now Billy Hogebaum, his pass comes out but intercepted by Holmgren. He centered it. Knocked off the puck with McLeish, and the Wings bring it out. Bolduc's pass to Paul Woods. Back to Bolduc over the line. Danny Bolduc with a shot that's wide. The Wings will hold it in. Willie Huber let one go wide of the net. Here's Bolduc with it. It goes to the corner, and Holmgren goes in after it. Now Paul Holmgren heading out. Here's Holmgren bringing it out to center ice. Over the line into the Detroit zone, going in, and Vachon came out and stopped him cold. As the Wings let up, and Paul Holmgren went right in between them.
And what a night he's having, Vachon. He's just robbed them time and time again.
We'll be back with more after we pause for this.
When the time comes, you'll know. You'll know that all the training, the hard work, and the sweat was worth it. But mostly you'll know about patience. And you'll be glad you do. Because knowing you're one punch away from victory is the sweetest part of the sweet science.
Rated T for Teen. EA Sports. It's in the game.
DQ has a tin roof brownie blizzard treat with chocolatey covered peanuts, chewy brownie pieces, rich chocolatey sauce, all blended with creamy DQ soft serve. Sorry, got a thing for chocolatey covered peanuts. It's exciting. The tin roof brownie blizzard.
In the war between fun and practicality, there are victims and there are victors. To the victor, go the spoils. All new, all that. Mazda 3.
Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live at the scene where last night there was a robbery at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, police have...
Detroit Red Wings 2, Philadelphia Flyers 1. McCourt from Larson and Netamansky at 10:21. Dale McCourt getting his third goal on the season. And now this is very long, trying to work out. He did, but the pass way out in front of Dennis Polonich. They waved off the icing. Polonich giving chase to Barnes. Polonich got it loose. Muir left it right there in behind the goal. It goes to the corner. Played now to Hicks right out in front. Polonich couldn't get to it. And the Flyers break out. Coming back, Zimmerhorn knocked it away. Very long, played it now to Polonich. Back into the Philadelphia zone. Back to Hicks with a shot. That's tipped away. That's Schemmerhorn. He missed the check. Schemmerhorn still controlling it, put it out in front. Oh, and Mir reached up and grabbed it right off the stick of Dennis Polonich. I'll tell you something, this line is supposed to be out there checking, but they have shown some excitement.
Well, they're putting the pressure on because they're skating, Bruce. They're throwing the puck in. Hicks can skate. Schemmerhorn, he's playing a real strong hockey game, and Dennis Polonich moved from right wing over to center ice, has given them a little muscle in the corners, and they're just hustling. In that shift, they out-hustled the Philadelphia line and had 2 or 3 excellent chances, and Dennis Polonich come within an eyelash of putting the Wings ahead 3-1. Mir had to come up with a big glove save from out about 10 feet in front of the net.
Polonich in against Bridgman, off to the left of the Philadelphia goal. Puck stayed there in the circle, moving out with it is Bayes. Now Frank Bayes hands it off to Gorance, moving in is Kelly, but he's way offside, and the play will come back out over the Detroit blue line. Well, the Red Wings left from Windsor, Ontario on the way to Montreal Friday. Played the Canadiens last night. Charter flight into Philadelphia was to have been last night after the game, but because of a plane conflict or something, they had to wait until this morning to come over here, actually closer to the noon hour. Were to have flown back into Windsor tonight, but instead, because of a work stoppage of controllers, I guess, in Windsor, they've got to go into Metropolitan Airport. The fellows all have the cars at Windsor, so there'll be a bus trip there. Things just haven't gone that smoothly. Here now, Gorance over the line. Kelly fired the shot. Hit the side of the goal. It goes off to the side of the net, and Dennis Polonich cleared it down the ice. Going after it is Schemmerhorn, he and Daly. Daly played it away from him. Dennis Polonich bumped his man. Gorance along the boards, and Bridgman hands it off now to Bayes. Frank Bayes. Center ice, it's knocked away by Reed Larson. Oh, Dennis Polonich flattened by Kelly. Kelly caught him with a head down. Now over the line, it comes back to Daly. Daly's pass goes into the corner. Going in and after it is Dennis Polonich. A quick pass ahead to Schemmerhorn. Kevin Schemmerhorn stopped right at the Philadelphia line. Moving again is Kelly. Here's a chance for Gorance. Gorance going in and coming from behind. Larson tipped it away from him. Now Kelly in behind the goal trying to jam it in. It's loose. And Vachon is down, and I believe has it blocked out as the Flyers came within an inch of tying this hockey game.
It was everywhere but then. I don't know how the player over on the far side, I don't know just which Philadelphia player it is, it rolled right over to him. He had the net, the entire net to just touch it and put it in, but he couldn't do it. Number 10.
No, Bridgman.
Bridgman, he'll be talking to himself tonight. You can't get better chances than that with the goaltender on one side, flat on his back. The puck rolled right over to him, but he couldn't find the handle.
Well, we'll see if we can take a look at some of that action, Sid.
Well, here's a case where Gorance goes a little too far, and Reed Larson makes an excellent play on him to force him to turn around. Now the puck comes out. Watch it go across the front of the net. There's Vachon way out of the net. It rolls over. There it is on the far side. Oh, and Dennis Polonich was the first one there with a stick to keep it from getting put in by Bridgman.
Now the puck comes back to the line for Jimmy Watson. He took a shot, deflected away. In behind the goal. That's Prop. He kicked it away, but Errol Thompson will play it. Turned around by Linsman. Puck jammed in along the boards. Vervegaard and Thompson. Vervegaard came up with it. Very Long took a swipe at it. Dale McCourt trying to get loose. It rolled out to center ice. We have 6.5 minutes to go. Here's Vervegaard back in. Faked the shot. Vervegaard took a shot wide. Foligno goes in along the boards after it. They hold it there. It came loose. Now the Flyers, Kenny Linsman. He centered it, knocked away by McCourt. He brought it right off to the side of the net, and that's stopped by Vachon. And again, a grouping of players out in front of the Detroit goal.
And it's been Rogie Vachon again. This line of Foligno, McCourt, they've been in trouble.
And we'll be back with more after we pause for this.
Ford has great news this summer. Now everybody gets employee pricing, so you pay what we pay. That could mean up to $15,000 in price adjustments. Plus, we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge, because we believe once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. With employee pricing, there's no better time to buy a Ford. Get your employee price at your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Sir, behold, the cheddar bacon Uncle Burger.
Sirloin patty, cheddar cheese, and bacon. Well, it's...
Yes. Yes, it is.
Seriously?
Well, I've never been more serious in my life. Look at me.
The new Cheddar Bacon Uncle Burger. Seriously, at A&W.
Eagles left the nest open.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate, and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
Face off again deep in the Detroit zone. Dale McCourt in against Linsman. 2-1 Detroit. Puck back to Jimmy Watson. He drove that shot. Vachon knocks it away. Here's Barnes from the other point. He shot it wide. Foligno takes it off the boards. Now Mike Foligno. Here's Foligno digging over the Philadelphia line. That's as far as he got. Brian Propp with it. Propp clearing it ahead to Linsman. Linsman playing it back to Barnes. Now the Philadelphia defenseman worked around Errol Thompson into the Detroit zone with a shot that deflected wide. Foligno bumping with Propp. The two of them go in along the boards. Foligno got it out to center ice. Sliding back toward the Philadelphia line as Linsman comes quickly back after it. Dropping it off for Barnes. Norm Barnes clearing it ahead to Linsman. It got away from him. Here's Thompson. Now McCourt took it over the line. Lost it there. Thompson trying to hold it in. Couldn't do it. It was kept in by Barry Long for the moment anyway. But brought right back out by Vervegard to Linsman. Linsman trying to work by. That's Barry Long bothering him. He got it back. It's knocked away. And Foligno fell down, or he might have been on his way. Over the line now is McCourt. One man back. McCourt drove the shot. And it went high off the glass all the way back out center ice. Willie Huber has it there. 5 minutes to go in the period. Here now Danny LeBratton trying to work around Barnes. And his pass didn't get through to Foligno. Flyers shoot it back into the Detroit zone. Jim Korn heads back after it. Now the rookie cleared at center ice. Foligno has it. Foligno, a good pass on the right side to Peter Mahovlich over the line. Oh, and LeBratton was cutting in, but they whistled it down offside. Danny LeBratton. Well, a great goaltender in the National Hockey League for a lot of seasons, who saw his career ended here a season ago. Bernie Perrant will be joining Sid Abel live from our telecast location here in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. That'll be our next intermission. 2-1, Detroit leads. Mike Foligno, 12:56 of the first period. The game tied on a goal by Vervegard on the 21st shot that the Flyers had had, while the Wings had had 5 at that particular time. And then Dale McCourt on a power play, finishing off a pretty passing play between himself and Larson and Nedemansky. 2-1, Detroit. Frank Vade given a bump along the boards by Nedemansky. Play went in. There's a shot by Leach, and Vachon has that one. And the play will stay in the Detroit zone. And Rogie Vachon, who hasn't played a few games, has now seen 27 shots in his direction. And I'm here to tell you that of the 27, most of them were good.
25 of them have been point blank.
I'll tell you.
He has really played and had a hot hand all night long. You were talking about the goaltender being an all-star, Bruce, the all-star game in Detroit. And the season ticket holders, they have to pick up their all-star game tickets by Friday, November the 2nd.
Game to be played the 5th, I believe it is, of February,
right.
The new Joe Louis Arena, the All-Star
February the
game.
5th.
It's quite an honor for Detroit. Dale McCourt now has come out to replace Nedemansky. He'll take the face-off against Bobby Clark. Stayed right there in the circle. The Wings trying to get to it. Peter Mahovlich couldn't handle it. It's bumped in along the boards. That's Bobby Clark being chased by Reed Larson, sent loose to Hill. Al Hill playing it back on the line. Frank Vade's pass knocked away by Peter Mahovlich, who goes after it, but Vade put it right on the stick of McCourt. It bounced away from him. And covering up Larson, held in by Clark. Puck played off to the side of the goal. Hill goes after it, in behind the net. Larson took a good bump from Clark. And the sticks come up a little high. Still deep in the Detroit zone. Here's Clark again with it. Bobby Clark putting it back to the right point for Daly, right out in front. A loose puck, and it was knocked away. Danny LeBratton picks it up. LeBratton, the pass too far from Mahovlich. They wave off the icing, so Vade's going to have to play it. Over on the left side to Clark again. Now Bobby Clark sends it up to Leach, to Bill Barber, knocked away by Korn, but picked up by Leach, and making the check on the play was Larson. Reed Larson dumping it into the corner. It'll go in behind the Philadelphia goal. Muir played it back to Leach. Now Reggie Leach dumped it out to center ice. Barber knocked it down with a high stick. Huber played it though. That waves that one off, and it'll be Tommy Bergman. Bergman's pass coming out to Mahovlich. Three-man rush for the Wings. Here's Nedomansky over the line. Pete tried to play it to Woods and couldn't do it. And the play came back out center ice. Willie Huber. Now Huber's pass hit Barber. And Bill Barber lost it right back to Huber. We have 3 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 Detroit. Norm Barnes. His pass coming up to Barber. Bill Barber over on the right side. Rick McLeish over the line. McLeish out in front. Hit the crossbar. He hit the crossbar with a shot. Play goes in behind the goal. Willie Huber there. McLeish dug it away. Tommy Bergman takes him in along the boards. The puck's still loose. They still battle for it, and finally it's Tommy Bergman coming out with it. Paul Woods put it right on the stick of Barber. And back in his own blue line is Barnes. McLeish takes it back in. Willie Huber takes him into the corner. Huber has him pretty well tied up. Here's Holmgren going after it. Crowd wants a penalty. Holmgren played it off to the side of the net, now to McLeish. Rick McLeish handed it back to Holmgren. He's got a man wide open out in front. And coming in, it was Paul Woods that made the defensive play. And the Wings send it down the ice, and there'll be an icing call as Philadelphia applies the pressure. Well, Hawkeye is ready to wheel and deal for a new pair of heels as his boots are on their last leg. That's MASH, right here on TV 50. "28 shots for Philadelphia, 11 for Detroit. That's 17 for the Flyers here in this period and 7 for the Wings. And yet Detroit scored the go-ahead goal on the power play. Peter Mahovlich comes out again now to take the face-off. He goes in against Bridgman off to the left of the Detroit goal. Mahovlich won the draw and very long rolls the puck back into the Philadelphia end. Muir came out of the net, held onto it. Now way out of the goal, played it to Bridgman, who sends it back to Long. Long shot in way offside on the delayed call, though. Daly will bring it out. Now Bob Daly, he has Bridgman over the line with a shot. Vachon grabbed that. It's loose off to the side of the net, and Long comes in after it. His pass knocked away. Reed Larson will try. Here's Larson down the left side. He played it on the right side. Polonich picks it up over the line. His shot deflected by Jimmy Watson ends up in the crowd. We have 1 minute and 36 seconds still to go here in the second period. Well, Dennis Polonich.
You know, it's pretty tough for a player. Dennis is a right winger and one of the smaller players on the club, but has a lot of muscle. Here they bring up a boy from their farm club. They put Dennis over in center and put Shammerhorn on the right side. Give him a new left winger and a rookie by the name of Hicks, and this has been one of the best lines the Wings have had as far as skating and putting a little muscle into their game.
Well, these are three small guys as hockey players go today, and yet they, I guess, about to have as much of the muscle as anybody in the hockey club. Puck came out center ice, back after it very long, who wheels it right back in. 1.5 minutes to go in the period. Puck kept in by Schermerhorn. He's checked right there. Kelly gets into it. Schermerhorn holds the puck to the boards along with the Philadelphia player, and the face-off will stay in the Flyer zone, and the circle off to the left of Phil Muir.
Might add, too, you know, the Wings playing last night in Montreal. Philadelphia had a night off. They were in Pittsburgh to play a game, but there was a strike of some sort that wouldn't allow that game to be played. So they flew back at about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So they're a fresh hockey club, while the Wings could be a little on the tired side.
Now the Flyers try to work it out. Don't do it. It was stopped by Schermerhorn, and Polonich couldn't get to it. Flyers bring it out center ice again. Over the line is Gorence. He drops it off for Bridgman. Bridgman sets up Daly with a shot, and Vachon cleared that away. Bridgman tried to kick it in front. That's Bob Kelly with it. Kelly sent it right to the goal mouth, and Vachon has stopped him. And the play whistle down, and the face-off stays deep in the Detroit zone. And we have 1 minute to go in the second period.
The Wings have been very careless with players coming out from behind their own net. They more or less just take it for granted that he can't do anything with the puck, but they've come around the side of the net and tried to jam it in past Vachon several times tonight, but Rogie has been really on his game.
Well, a quick player change from both benches.
Kelly, watch Kelly come around from behind the net. He just swishes it, tries to get it in that short side, and nobody's bothering him. In fact, Barry Long turned the wrong way, and then finally Hicks come in and made the play on Kelly.
Now Mahovlich in against Linsman deep in the Detroit end. Puck is dropped. There's a quick shot, and Vachon got a piece of that off Beauregard. They go in behind the goal. Larson ties up his man, and the play stays still deep in the Detroit end. Well, Philadelphia's had 31 shots and Detroit 11 right now.
They've been averaging 32 shots a game, which is a pretty good average. Well, here they have 31, and we still have 53 seconds to go in the second period. So that shows the kind of a job that Vachon has been doing in the nets.
Linsman and Mahavlich meet again in the circle off to the left of the Detroit goal, and again Linsman won the draw. Beauregard has it. Beauregard's pass got beyond Linsman. Reed Larson dumped it along the boards, but Frank Bathel stopped that. McCourt took it away. Dale McCourt swings it out on the left wing again, and Errol Thompson just dumps it down the ice. It'll not go far enough for an icing call, and Beauregard will have to go back and play it. We have a half a minute to go now in the second period. Here's Linsman moving out again. He slowed up at the line. Thompson just failed to get to the loose puck. Knocked it away from Barnes, and Linsman picks it up. Now 20 seconds to go. Norm Barnes at his own blue line, sliding it out center ice. Linsman played it here over the line now is Propp. Brian Propp put it right out in front. Mahavlich knocked it away, but not out. There's Beauregard, a backhander, and Barry Long gloves it over to the side. It came out in front again. Beauregard, another shot that went wide. It was deflected into the corner. A centering pass knocked down by Long as the buzzer goes to end a wild second period of hockey. Well, here's the second period scoring summary brought to you by Magnavox and Predator Appliance Stores. With Foligno scoring in the first period at 12:56, the Wings led it 1-0. Beauregard tied it up from a scramble at 5:24 of the second period from Linsman and Daly. The game was now tied at 1-1. Schemmerhorn served the only penalty of the Red Wings at 6:24 of that second period. The Wings fought off the Philadelphia power play. And with Frank Bathe in the penalty box, the only penalty served by a Flyer, the Wings put on really their only offensive burst of the period, and it paid off in the go-ahead goal from Dale McCourt, his fourth of the year from Larson and Nedemansky at 10 minutes and 21 seconds. And in the period, Philadelphia 20 shots and the Red Wings 7.
This summer, Ford wants you to experience the best vehicles we've ever built. So we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge. We believe that once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. And with employee pricing, you'll pay what we pay. But if we still haven't won you over and you buy a competitive vehicle, we'll give you $100. To take the Drive One Challenge, plus get your employee price, visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca for details.
When the time comes, you'll know. You'll know that all the training, the hard work, and the sweat was worth it. But mostly you'll know about patience. And you'll be glad you do. Because knowing you're one punch away from victory is the sweetest part of the sweet science.
Rated T for Teen. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Ryan, what are you doing?
Sir, behold, the cheddar bacon Uncle Burger.
Sirloin patty, cheddar cheese, and bacon. Well, it's...
Yes. Yes, it is.
Seriously?
Well, I've never been more serious in my life. Look at me.
The new cheddar bacon Uncle Burger. Seriously, at A&W.
As we mentioned, the Wings will be heading back to Detroit tonight, getting set for the Minnesota North Stars, who come into Olympia Stadium next Wednesday evening. And this Minnesota club is certainly not a pushover. They are leading the Adams division, leading teams like Buffalo and Boston and Toronto. Sid,
they're a good skating club, Bruce. They're a young hockey team, and they're scoring some goals. They have a good kid in Smith and another one in Payne, and young Payne was one of the real fine rookies last year.
Well, the business at hand right now, the Philadelphia Flyers. And again, Polonic, Hicks, Schemmerhorn start the period for Detroit. That's Bob Daly who cleared it in offside, and the play comes back out over the Detroit blue line. Beauregard is up front with Kenny Linsman. There's Dennis Beauregard.
They got him in a trade with Vancouver last season. Kind of a surprise trade. He was a high draft pick of Vancouver's, and for some reason or other, they felt that he should be traded.
Propp is the other forward, and that's Propp number 26, who was knocked away from him by Schemmerhorn. Now Barry Long ahead to Polonic. That's broken up by Frank Bathe. That's long, clearing it in along the boards and behind the Philadelphia goal. Muir played it toward the corner. Vervegaard goes after it. Now it'll be Frank Bathe going into the corner after it. Puck knocked away by Polonich. Dennis Polonich tried to work it loose to Schemmerhorn. Schemmerhorn knocked it away from Bathe. Two of them dig after it. Polonich gets into it. Dennis Polonich controls it. Now Polonich put it right out in front. It hit a skate and bounced away, and coming right back is Linsman. Ken Linsman trying to work around Korn. He did. There's a shot. He scores! Philadelphia ties the game on the shot by Brian Propp. And it's 2-2, just underneath the crossbar.
Well, let me tell you, this kid can score goals. He scored 94 last year in amateur hockey and was the 14th pick in the first round of the draft. He put that puck right up over Vachon's shoulder on a little drop play. It appeared as though Detroit defenseman, I guess Bergman, no, it's Korn, had a little trouble. The puck got between his feet and he didn't realize it was there. And Propp just whipped it right up under the top crossbar. Talk about getting a quick goal. That's a big lift for Philadelphia.
And it comes at 51 seconds. Now the play, that's Bobby Clark. He played it too far for Reggie Leach. A puck sent out to center ice. Bolduc ripping after it. Danny Bolduc with a shot. And Muir got a piece of that. Hogebaum tried to hold it in. It was sent back in by Willie Huber, but then cleared down the ice. There'll be an icing call as Tommy Bergman is back for it, and the play will come back into the Philadelphia zone.
On the Philadelphia goal, Bruce, it was too bad. Young Jim Korn, playing his first game in the National League, he made the right play and backing up over his blue line. The puck appeared to get in between his feet. Linsman just kept following it up, and finally it was left there, and young Propp come in, and he just whipped it. It was strictly a wrist shot. There was no slap to it at all. He just put it up under the top bar.
Propp from Linsman and Vervegaard at 51 seconds, and the youngster has his 7th goal in the season. Now the Flyers moving out of their own zone. At center ice, it'll be Tommy Bergman. He has Bolduc going back into the Philadelphia end. Danny Bolduc worked away from one man. Kuzniak tried to center it for Paul Woods. They still battle for it. It came back toward the line, and Philadelphia will clear it out on the right side. Leach giving chase to it. Tommy Bergman gets there first. Now Bergman. A long pass on the right side for Willie Huber. Huber, center ice, it went off Paul Woods, bounced to the Philadelphia line. Wozniak sent it back out center ice, and Woods has it there. Now he played it to Peter Mahovlich, who tips it into the Philadelphia end. Jimmy Watson goes after it. Now Watson turns out on the right side, cleared it to Rick McLeish. Here's Nedomansky over the line. He's got LeBratton coming in. He took the shot, and Muir stopped it. It bounced right in front of him, but it's cleared away. Now it's Reed Larson. Now the wings are coming on a bit. Larson over the line with LeBratton. He handed it to LeBratton. He shot just wide. Nedomansky failed to hold it at the blue line. Nedomansky, a long pass to Barry Long, who sent it back in. On a delayed offside, Jimmy Watson brings it back out center ice. Mahovlich ties him up to the boards, knocked the puck away. It's taken now by McLeish. Off on the left side to Barnes. Norm Barnes, he has over the line. Holmgren out in front. And he shot wide. It was deflected away. Danny LeBratton bringing it back down the boards on the left side. Got it to the line, but that was all. Coming right back now. Over the line is Holmgren. A drop pass for Barber. His shot deflected back of the goal. It's dug away behind the net by Daly. Daly hit the side of the goal, and Larson starts Mahovlich out. Mahovlich checked right there at the line by Daly. McLeish and Barber move back in. In behind the Detroit goal, Vachon stops it for Larson. Larson fanned on it once, lost it, picks it up again. Now it's Nedomansky. Left wing pass for Danny LeBratton. LeBratton from center ice with a long shot. Muir has no problem with that. This is Frank Bathe. Now Bathe heads back. Moving his way out to center ice. Here's Bathe over the line. Dumping it in behind the Detroit goal. Bathe went in after it, left it there. Barry Long kicked it right onto the stick of Bridgman, and Bridgman passed it out in front. Bathe fanned on it. Buck all the way back into the Philadelphia zone. Let's tell you right now that you're watching Detroit Red Wing hockey on TV 50, Detroit. Buck driven back into the Detroit zone. Hubert tied up Gorentz. Dale McCourt handed it to Bridgman. He brought it right out in front. Another shot. Vachon cleared it away. The net empty for the moment. Vachon just now getting back in, but Foligno will come out. Long pass on the left side to Earl Thompson. Thompson digging in. Here's Thompson, a backhander, and Muir got a piece of that. Wozniak takes it along the boards. Cleared it out to center ice. Tommy Bergman tipped it, but not out. Bridgman bringing it back in. A centering pass knocked away, and that's Dale McCourt. Wings are coming on a bit now. It's Dale McCord over the line into the Philadelphia zone. Check right there. Coming right back again is Propp. He went right around Huber. Here's Propp. Tipped the shot and he cleared it wide. It was Foligno that went low, made a semi-block on it. Here's Daly with a shot. That's blocked by Tommy Bergman, and it comes out to center ice. And the Flyers came close. Puck driven back into the Detroit zone. Vachon stopping it for Tommy Bergman. He played it beyond Huber. Puck stays in the Detroit zone. Foligno comes up with it. Mike Foligno played it too far for Harold Thompson. Daly turns at his own blue line. We've played 5 minutes of the third period. Here's Lindsman. Lindsman out in front. He dropped it. Puck goes to the corner. Daly goes in after it. Now Daly a centering pass. The Philadelphia player knocked down out in front of the net with Brian Propp. They go to the corner after it. Played back to Daly again. Here's Daly with a shot to score. It was tipped in out in front, I believe, by Verbegaard.
Verbegaard, he just changed directions. The Wings had possession of the puck, though, and they just threw it back out to the blue line themselves. Big Daly took a shot. Verbegaard just changed directions, put it up over Vachon's shoulder.
And 5 minutes and 17 seconds have gone by as Verbegaard gets the go-ahead goal, his second of the game, his second of the season for Philadelphia.
There's a play that come out of the corner and went back out to the point, and there's the deflection out in front, put it right up over Vachon's shoulder.
Oh, Vachon didn't have a chance on it. Now it's Barnes. Played off to Reggie Leach to Daly. Daly clears it ahead to Bobby Clark. Here's Clark moving back in. He took the shot and Vachon reached up and grabbed that one. Now Schermerhorn trying to work it away. He didn't. Clark holds it in. Bobby Clark swinging in behind the goal. Back on the line to Daly. He fired another one. He scored again. Again it's deflected in.
I think that was by Leach.
Leach did it, yeah.
There's their play. Everything goes back out to the points, and then they run a guy out in front of the net. Big Daly fired that one right along the ice, and Leach changed directions. Goaltenders don't have a chance. But Philadelphia are just storming into the zone. Clark made the play back out to Daly. Daly took a shot. Big Daly just fires that puck right along the ice. And Leach just, as it was going through his legs, he changed direction, put it in the short side.
So just like that, with 3 goals, less than 5 minutes apart, it is now 4-2 Philadelphia. The Wings moving into the period with a 2-1 lead. Al Hill dumped it into the Detroit zone. There's Clark going in after it again. He's given a touch by Barry Long. Hill gets into it and got it loose for Clark. That's Leach with a shot knocked down in front, and Long, who blocked the shot, has it trapped in his pads. And we have a pause in the action. 4-2 Philadelphia. Will be back after this.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. New Finish is not a wax. It's a unique polymer formula that's even safe for clear coat finishes. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. You can even apply it in direct sunlight. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. Just one application will give your car a showroom shine that lasts a whole year. To prove it, we polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish. Tough enough to be called the once-a-year car polish.
Top-rated New Finish. Available at Walmart, True Value, Pro Stores, Home Hardware, Zellers, Canadian Tire.
Thank you for making us Canada's best-tasting burger for 50 years. At Harvey's, there's a burger with your name on it. Happy birthday to you, Canada. Happy birthday to you.
Harvey's makes your hamburger a beautiful thing.
Tommy Bergman moves into the penalty box for tripping with the time of the penalty, 7 minutes and 32 seconds. Philadelphia won the draw, but the puck was gloved ahead by a Flyer player, so it's whistled down and the face-off comes out over the Detroit blue line. Red Wings outshot in the first period 11-4, in the second period 20-7. The Wings have 5 shots here in this period, and Philadelphia 7. Oddly enough, Philadelphia with 3 goals in those 7 shots after Vachon just stoned them in the first 2 periods. And out of the 3 goals here in the second, you cannot blame him on one of them. Or in the third, I'm sorry. Play goes in behind the Philadelphia goal. The Flyers with the extra man as Daly starts out. McLeish at his own blue line. His pass bouncing along the boards into the Detroit zone, and McCourt heads back after it. Dale McCourt in behind his own net. Just played it back to the line, and McLeish had it there, but didn't hold it. Now Daly. Now Daly's pass to Rick McLeish. McLeish winding up again. Cleared it back on the right wing. Lindsman over the line, trying to work around Long. There's a shot by Propp that went wide of the goal. Back on the left point, McLeish. Rick McLeish holding it there. He's got Daly on the other point. Hands it off instead to Vervegart. Vervegart back to McLeish. There's Daly. Daly dumping it along the boards. Brian Propp with it, the 20-year-old first-year man, fell down, and Barry Long gets the puck and drives it out to center ice. 50 seconds remaining in Tommy Bergman's penalty. Vervegart's pass. Over on the right side, here's McLeish moving into the Detroit zone with a shot blocked by Long. Came right back to McLeish. Rick McLeish. Right back now to Leach. There's Leach with a shot, hit the goal post. Drove it off the post to the left of Vachon. Lindsman goes into the corner after it. Right out in front to McLeish, and Vachon stopped him. And the puck picked up by Paul Woods, who shoots it down the ice. 25 seconds left in the Detroit penalty. Winding up, Reggie Leach. Here now Leach. Handing it off, it comes to Lindsman. Back to Leach. Puck hit his skate. Billy Hogebaum clears it along the boards, but not out. It did get by Barnes. Peter Mahovlich chasing after it. Barnes got there first. Mahovlich checking him, but the puck cleared out center ice. Al Hill of Philadelphia. Ahead to Leach. Hill cutting in, so is Clark. There's Leach right out in front with a shot, and Vachon kicked that away. Pass down the left side. Mahovlich takes it over the line, dropped it there. Hogebaum will hold it in. The penalty is over. The Wings are back at full strength. 40 shots for Philadelphia. Here's Leach back into the Detroit zone. Leach played it off to the side of the net. Hill put it right out in front, and Vachon was there. And he stopped Bill Barber. Now Mahovlich clears it ahead. Billy Hogebaum handing it off to Huber. Huber on the move. Willie Huber over the line. He drove a shot, and Muir came up with a dandy save there, and Lucian Huber scores. Willie Huber tightens it up. It's 4-3 with 9 minutes and 53 seconds still to go.
And Muir didn't know where that puck was. It hit him high on the shoulder, bounced out in front of him. Peter Mahovlich made a little jab at it. He jabbed it over in the open side. Willie Huber, he just followed the play up. The puck was left right in the open. Here's Huber just taking his time, takes a high shot, hits him up on the shoulder, and he loses the puck. Now watch Peter Mahovlich give it a little tap, and Huber just followed up, picked it up, and had the whole open net to put it in. Puts Detroit back in the game with 9:53 to go.
Willie Huber gets his first goal of the year. Now Huber's back in his own zone, handing it off to Reed Larson. His pass just missed Dennis Polonich, stopped at center ice by Kelly. Bob Kelly played it back into the Detroit zone. Hicks intercepted that. Schemmerhorn tried to get loose and couldn't do it. Picked up by Huber. Willie Huber drilled a shot from center ice. Gorence along the boards took a bump from Hicks. Now it's Schemmerhorn trying to hold it in. He didn't do it. Kelly drops it off for Bridgman, who brings it out to center ice with a shot that went wide. They go to the corner. Kelly went in after it. It's Polonich that took it away and then passed it too far for Schemmerhorn. Jimmy Watson comes back after it. Now to Mel Bridgman. We have a little more than 9 minutes to play in the hockey game. 4-3 Philadelphia. Vachon stopping it in behind his own goal. Now Reed Larson out on the right side to Schemmerhorn. He passed it. McCourt failed to hold it. McCourt turns it back into his own end. Gives it now to Reed Larson. Larson lost it. Here's Kelly going right in. And the puck went just wide on the left side of Vachon. Now Larson again. Rather Korn it is, who played it into the corner. Jim Korn kicked it in behind his own goal for Larson. Larson up on the right side to Foligno. He starts McCourt out. He's got Hicks on the left wing. With Foligno coming in, Hicks goes in along the boards. Dale McCourt couldn't get to it. It's in amongst players now. They'll hold it there. The face-off in the Philadelphia zone. 4-3. Detroit trails by a goal. We'll be back in a moment.
CyberClean, the miracle cleaning compound for car interiors. Deep clean those hard-to-reach spots with ease, leaving no streaks or residue. Just press it on, and the dirt is gone. The science of clean is CyberClean.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate, and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
Hi, this is Chuck Storm. I'm live at the scene where last night there was a robbery at about 3:30 in the morning. Now, police have...
The play at the end, the call by the officials, it's flat out chicken shit, all right? It's a flat out chicken call by that crew, and they didn't call it last week. So I'm telling you, it's a flat out chicken call.
He dove early in the game, he dove on Jokin, and he took his knee out and he gave him a headshot. And we get a penalty on the play? That's a joke. That's the definition of a joke right there.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
About 8.5 minutes still to play in the hockey game. It's 4-3 Philadelphia. Trailing 2-1, came back with 3 goals to make it 4-2. The Wings have scored. It's 4-3. That's Frank Bay that's cleared ahead now to Rick McLeish. McLeish dumped it over the line, going after it is Holmgren, being chased by Larson. 2 of them go in along the boards. It's dug away. That's Errol Thompson trying to get away from Holmgren. Larson played it along the boards, but Daly battles to hold it in. It came out center ice, and Frank Bay has it there. He shot it back in. Vachon stopping it in behind the goal. Reed Larson has it. Now Larson ahead to McCourt. Dale McCourt, Foligno on the right side. Foligno over the line, trying to go around one man. That was Barnes. He knocked him off stride. Daly cleared it. It'll be stopped by Tommy Bergman, and it went right by him. Bergman has to hurry back to his own line. Handing it off again to Larson. Good quick pass ahead to Dale McCourt, but the puck bouncing. Now Larson lost it, and here's McLeish going in. And Vachon came out and took it away from him. And Reed Larson has been victimized a couple times here in the last couple minutes. There's Barber with a shot. He shot it wide, and Vachon moves out and grabs the puck before Barber can come in and get it.
Vachon could be suing them for non-support because they haven't given him much help.
Well, don't forget that the next game the Red Wings play a week away on Saturday the 3rd. It'll be tote bag day.
There's McLeish going in, and Rogie just come way out and slid sideways. I think he's tired now, too. He's had an awful lot of work tonight. 43 shots so far with still 7 minutes and 27 seconds to go.
So the free Red Wing tote bag we're talking about, sponsored by 7-Up, the Red Wing Chicago game next Saturday night at Olympia. First 5,000 kids on hand. Pick one up. If you quit giving them away, Sid, there may not be 5,000 left. Nedomansky now will come in to face Linsman, or rather Pop, after the 2 centers are waved out. Nedomansky wins the draw. Very long, though, didn't get to the pocket, came right out in front. Handed off now to Watson. He took the shot, knocked down in front of the goal. Cleared off to Nedomansky. Ned over on the left side to Danny LeBratton. LeBratton trying to work around Wozniak, got out in front, and he couldn't get to the puck. Jimmy Watson cleared it into the corner, played it back toward the line. Willie Huber trying to hold it in, but it came out. Here's Linsman. Bervegard, 2 goals in the hockey game, back to Linsman. Linsman, he centered it. It's taken away by LeBratton, and LeBratton lost it. Moving in, knocking it off was Nedemansky. Now Big Ned took a whack along the boards, kicked it out on the left side to LeBratton. Danny LeBratton battling to control it. Off to Barry Long, and now Huber. Willie Huber, center ice to Peter Mahovlich on the right side, Nedemansky. Big Ned handed it to LeBratton. He swings it in behind the goal. Mahovlich goes to the corner after it. He and Busniak bump in along the boards, and the Flyers come up with a puck. LeBratton took it away. Here's Nedemansky. He's knocked to the ice before he could shoot. Philadelphia coming right back. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the hockey game. 4-3, Flyers lead it. Play goes in behind the Detroit goal. Now Barry Long starts out again. His pass to LeBratton. LeBratton is jammed in along the boards. Following up was Long. Barry Long had to come back to his own blue line. Now to Willie Huber. Wings trying to get a player change. Huber bounces it. Took a crazy bounce. Out of the net. Muir handled that. Norm Barnes moving it out to center ice. Slowed up there by Billy Hogebaum. So Daly follows up. Daly with 3 assists in the hockey game. Long shot that Vachon stops to the side of the goal. Cleared by Tommy Bergman. That's Billy Hogebaum working hard. Here's Hogebaum coming out center ice to Dennis Polonich. Polonich shoots it in behind the Philadelphia goal. Going into the corner after it is Bolduc. Bolduc handed it to Hogebaum right out in front, and Polonich a shot. And a big save by Muir on a pretty play. And Phil Muir came up with a dandy there.
Well, there was a case where the Wings haven't had that many scoring chances, but when a golden opportunity like that comes up, you gotta make sure of it. I think Big Daly got back to partially block it too.
He may have blocked it all.
But Polonich had the golden chance. Yes, it hit Muir and then just, hit Daly and then just bounced through to Muir, and he smothered it.
Got Reed Larson and Tommy Bergman back along the blue line. Bobby Clark in against Polonich. That's Barnes going in behind his own goal. Norm Barnes being chased around by Billy Hogebaum. Clears it the opposite side. Daly's checked there by Hogebaum. Wings trying to control it, but it came out to center ice. Reed Larson right back to Hogebaum. Billy Hogebaum, a pretty pass to Polonich right out in front. Here's Hogebaum. He got it tangled up in the skates. Still got to it, but Bobby Clark covers up. Now Clark starts out. We have 5 minutes to go. Puck comes back to the Detroit line. Tommy Bergman. Now turning at his own line is Polonich. Dennis Polonich around Kelly. Polonich got it over the line. Took a check from Bridgman. Bridgman and Polonich did a little swinging at each other. A long pass out at center ice. Reed Larson after it. Larson played it ahead. Here's Bolduc trying to go through, but he was stopped by Daly. Reed Larson covers up at center ice. Now Larson is checked, and here comes Kelly again. Bob Kelly moving out in front, but coming from behind. Very Long knocked it away from him. Paul Woods was grabbed by Bridgman. Daly, he played it ahead for Kelly. The puck over the line. Long knocked it back to center ice. Woods battling Daly for it, and Bridgman has it. Now a little more than 4 minutes to go. Mel Bridgman with a shot. Vachon knocked it away. Along the boards, it'll be Paul Woods. Woods in the corner. Woods still battling to control it. Cleared it ahead for Dale McCord. McCord has Foligno on the right side. Woods on the left. McCord over the line. Handed it off to Woods. Woods back to Reed Larson with a shot, and Muir came out and covered that one. And the puck back to the line. Comes out to center ice. Now Barry Long. Wound up from center ice. Sent it in behind the goal. It comes out on the left side for McLeish. McLeish shooting it into the Detroit zone. It bounced away from Long. He comes back after it. 4-3. Philadelphia leads by a goal. Dale McCord hands it back to Larson. Now Larson on the right wing to Foligno. Mike Foligno. He left it right there. Barber overskated it. Danny LeBratton came in to cover up there. Here's Reed Larson. Larson, center ice pass to Foligno. Long one on the left side. It got through LeBratton. Coming right back now, Holmgren hands it off to McLeish. Moving into the Detroit zone with a shot deflected wide. Foligno faked the golf shot off the board, sent it back to the line. Now here's Holmgren turning right back into the Detroit zone. Paul Holmgren to Barber. Barber's pass knocked away by Reed Larson. McCourt starts LeBratton out. He's got Foligno with him. LeBratton trying to go through, and that puck slid into the goal. The Red Wings have scored. It's 4-4.
Well, that just shows how things can change. Danny LeBratton, he made the play around Big Frank Bathe, and the puck just rolled along. As Muir tried to smother it, it rolled right underneath him and went right into the middle of the net. 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. LeBratton tries to put the puck in between Bathe's feet. He ducks around, and watch Muir. He I guess it was a case of the puck just sliding right through underneath them, and probably Bathe is the one that hit it to put it in.
Well, it'll be Danny LeBratton's goal, and it comes at 17:05. His third of this season.
Now, if the Wings would just put something together to give
Rogie a little
Rogie
support.
Vachon a little bit of support and see if they could come up with a tie out of this. They've been outplayed, 44 shots to 20 now for the evening.
Now the play goes back into the Philadelphia zone. There's Tommy Bergman with a shot wide. Nedemansky went after it, but the puck came out. Mahovlich held it in, drilled it back into the corner. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the hockey game. At center ice, Tommy Bergman, now to Willie Huber. Huber a long pass, Danny LeBratton takes it off the board, sends it back. It came now to Peter Mahovlich. He's checked right at the line. Tommy Bergman. Now Bergman a short pass, LeBratton handles that. This pass off his skate. Now LeBratton digs it out again. Danny LeBratton carried it over the line. He's hit there by Barnes. Barnes and LeBratton push each other around. Willie Huber, he played it into the Philadelphia zone. Muir came out of the goal, played it along the glass, and coming right back is Linsman. Here now Kenny Linsman into the Detroit zone. Linsman's pass hit a skate, knocked away by Tommy Bergman, and Hogebaum takes LeBratton's pass. Billy Hogebaum, its pass bounced over LeBratton. Now LeBratton starts Daly out. Here's Big Bob Daly from the line, trying to go around Huber, and Huber took him off the puck. Paul Woods, now to Barry Long. Long back to Woods, over the line with a shot. That's blocked by Bathe. We have 1:35 to go, and 3 of the Flyers move down. Bobby Clark over the line. Leach very close to being offside. It comes back to Bathe. His shot was blocked, and here's Clark with it. Bobby Clark, he's checked by Reed Larson. They go into the corner. Hill, Larson. Going after it is Clark. Bobby Clark sends it out. Daly with a shot. And Vachon is down on top of it, off to the left of the goal, and we'll be back with more of the action in a moment.
Ford has great news this summer. Now everybody gets employee pricing, so you pay what we pay. That could mean up to $15,000 in price adjustments. Plus, we're inviting you to take the Drive One Challenge, because we believe once you drive a Ford, you won't want to drive anything else. With employee pricing, there's no better time to buy a Ford. Get your employee price at your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Experience even more protection with chip and pin technology on your Visa card. It has a microchip that is virtually impossible to duplicate, and a pin instead of a signature for added protection. Chip and pin technology coming soon to your Visa card. More people go with Visa.
The new JVC Averio hard drive camcorders. The only hard drive camcorder built with ease in mind. Share your videos online with one-touch upload to YouTube for easy sharing. With Averio hard drive camcorders, you can carry your videos everywhere you go with easy export to your iTunes library. The all-new JVC Averio hard drive camcorders.
The perfect experience, JVC.
On the outside, Desjardins shot, score! Desjardins following the play, and he missed on the short side. Here he is again, scores! Desjardins! And the Canadians win in overtime, his third goal of the game.
Shot it right through the top of the crease. On the center shot, score! The New Jersey Devils have won the Stanley Cup. Jason Arnott with the game-winning overtime goal.
Now Deneen stepping in, going in around the goal. Deneen out front, shoots, hit a stick, comes to the line. LaFontaine shot, he scores! LaFontaine at the blue line here in the fourth overtime. McTavish and Curry. Klima catching up, he's in. She scores! Klima gets the goal for the Edmonton Oilers here in the third overtime.
Now Peter Mahovlich, Paul Woods, Dale McCord, Long and Larson. Bobby Clark, he's got Al Hill, Reggie Leach. Face off to the left of Rogie Vachon. Puck stayed there in the circle, picked up by Daly. Shot it in behind the Detroit goal. Larson digging after it. Cleared it ahead for McCourt. McCourt handed it right to Clark. It's very close to being over the line. Here is Daly. Daly took the shot, knocked away. It's loose in front. They score! Well, what can you do?
Well, that was very careless play in front of the net by the Wings, though. There was 2 Flyers there, and there wasn't a Detroit player. Leach just put it right up over Rogie Vachon's shoulders. I thought possibly the play was offside coming in. I'd like to see a replay if we could on it.
I thought it was, too. He brought it back out over the line, or very close to it.
But that is carelessness at that stage of the game. I can't see if the play starts where it starts, right at the blue line. There's the shot that comes in. There's 2 players there, Leach and Clark. Leach just put it right up. There wasn't a player near him.
The goal coming at the 19-minute mark.
Big Daly again, I think, is the one that shot the puck from the point.
The 46th shot of the hockey game directed at Rogie Vachon. Daly will draw 1 of the assists. Leach's 2nd goal of the game, his 9th on the year. And the Red Wings are saying something to the linesman down there about possibility of an offside. That doesn't mean a thing at this stage of the game, but from our vantage point, it looked like the puck was brought out over the blue line and back in again.
He waved it off right off the bat, so I mean they had enough time to possibly get possession of it. Daly and Clark were the ones that got the assists.
That's 4 assists in the hockey game for Mr. Daly. So with a minute to go, here's Tommy Bergman. Now Bergman fires it along the boards. It goes in behind the Philadelphia goal. Daly cleared it out on the right side, all the way back into the Detroit end. They wave off an icing. Whether Vachon will have a chance to get out of the goal, we'll see. Willie Huber's dumped by Clark. Puck came out in front. There's Daly again. Daly played it off to the side of the net. A centering pass, and Reggie Leach took the shot. That stopped. Bobby Clark holding it in. Now Clark goes to the corner with it. Here's Clark looking, digging, controlling. Clark does work away from Dale McCourt. It's brought right out in front. A loose puck, and Vachon stopped 2 shots. Now Nedomansky, a 3-on-2 rush for Detroit. 15 seconds to go. Then Nedomansky's chucked. Vachon is out of the net. Bobby Clark. Puck is kept in by Tommy Bergman. They battle to hold it in. Do it once. Now Daly is going to send it down the ice. Puck rolling toward the goal, but this hockey game is over. And the Philadelphia Flyers win I'm going to say sort of a strange one from the Red Wings that we'll be recapping in a moment.
Reggie Leach's goal with exactly 1 minute left in regulation is the difference in a Flyers 5-4 win. And on that winning goal, you heard the Detroit announcers complain about what appeared to be an offside, but the camera, of course, doesn't lie, and the linesman made the right call. Bobby Clark nearly comes out of the zone, but as you can see, the puck never does cross the line. Leach eventually pots his 2nd of the game and 9th of the season to run Philly's unbeaten streak to 6 games. And it was a sign of things to come as the Flyers would run their unbeaten streak to an incredible 35 games, a pro sports record that still stands today. The streak started October 14th, 1979 against Toronto, and would last until a defeat in Minnesota, January the 7th, 1980. And during that stretch,
It's mission accomplished. Canada grabs gold. They are world champions.
There's the Czechoslovakian goaltender. The Czechs had to face 48 shots against Canada in that exhibition game. Jaromír Simbel. And in the nets for Team Canada, Tim Bernhardt of the Cornwall Royals, who registered the shutout against West Germany 2 nights ago at Cornwall in the 2nd game of this tournament. Both teams undefeated as they have each registered victories against the United States and West Germany. And play is underway now as from the face-off, the puck is cleared back to the blue line. Brad Marsh of the London Knights clears it deep into the Czechoslovakian zone. Miroslav Mutz on his way out. The pass is to center ice. Number 23 there is Weisman. He shoots it in. Marsh is after it at the side of the net. Number 14 for Team Canada is Ryan Walters, and it's called for a face-off inside the Team Canada end.